10 years ago, our family stepped into something that we had never done before. We decided to accept God's call that we felt in our lives to plant a church. And so in December of 2015, Imagine Church was started. It's crazy to me to think that it has already been a decade. And here's what I know. The last 10 years have been filled with a lot of incredible moments, a lot of challenging seasons, and so many things in between. And so today, as we celebrate turning 10, I want to be able to look back, to hear some of the behind the scenes stories, to remember some of the early years, maybe even to just see some of the photos where we had a few less wrinkles, a little bit more hair, and where my children were still small enough that I could pick them up. I don't think anyone would say that I am going to be holding either one of my children in my arms again anytime soon. But to be able to hear from those that I am closest to, my oldest son, Elijah, my youngest, Isaiah, and my wife, Daphne. Because here's what I believe, that we continue to serve a God who does immeasurably more. And so over the last decade, Imagine Church has evolved and changed. And so, as we begin our journey together, I want us to look back and to be reminded of what church first looked like when we started.
Is my hair good?
Some of my earliest memories of Imagine are always going early to set up.
I remember a lot about the early days of Imagine. One being, I'm not sure how we did it because we had a 1-year-old and a 5-year-old, which seems crazy.
We weren't at St. Michael West, we were at Kaleidoscope. That was totally different.
Small. There was not a lot of people there, but obviously we're not a big church now still, but there's definitely more people here, so it was a lot different back then.
But I remember a lot of our friends came with to help us set up. A lot of them joined the team, a lot of support, a lot of people there when we were at Kaleidoscope.
One funny memory I have from Imagine is how competitive the kickball and football games got throughout the game. At the start, it felt like only the kids were trying, and then near the end, the adults were trying to beat the kids. That was funny.
Who do you think won, the adults or the kids?
Definitely the kids. The adults, they're kind of washed, but...
Some of my favorite events that we've done on Imagine are the Fifth Difference Project,
the women's events,
the fall retreat for youth group that happened this fall actually, because that was fun.
The block party,
the house groups have been fun, just getting to know more people.
The kickball and football events that we did.
Baptizing people.
I have absolutely loved our Christmas Eve service that we have gotten to do with a catered dinner and everyone coming together in an intimate candlelit service and just getting to spend that together with family and our church family. My favorite thing about Imagine is absolutely the people that have been there, that maybe have left, the people that are currently there, and hopefully the people that will come in the future.
I get to see my friends every week, and I can just be with God every week.
If somebody was asking me about Imagine Church, I would say that it's somewhere where everybody's welcome. You can walk through the doors and you don't feel like maybe you're alone. Like there's people there that can hang out with you or talk with you before or after services. You kind of feel like it's like a small community, pretty much.
A place to call home, a community that surrounds us no matter what we're going through, no matter what the church is going through. It's a community that steps up and supports each other, regardless of whether you've been at the church for a little while or you've been there the whole time.
Church feels to me like a safe place, a place where you can be with God, a place where you can see your friends, and just a place where you can be happy.
What it's like doing setup and teardown every week is... I'm not sure what the words are.
Well, it's kind of just the same thing every week, over and over and over again.
boring.
But the positive is, when there are people there setting up with you, is that you get to have lots of good conversation, and it leads for moments of getting to connect without a ton of people around and having moments together. One thing I wish that people knew about Imagine is that we may be a small church, but we make a big impact.
Something people don't know is how hard it can be sometimes. It's not always the most easiest thing when you have to be at church every Sunday, you know. There's Sundays that I might want to skip, but I still have to be there. But it's harder than you think.
I've seen God show up in big ways at Imagine multiple different times, but very specifically, I remember one time the church was struggling financially. Most people did not know this at the time, and most people probably don't know this now, but Josh took a very significant pay cut that helped the church, but also financially hurt our family. And we weren't sure what we were going to do, but we started seeing things happen, and it was enough things to happen at the right amount that you knew it wasn't a coincidence. You knew it was God. And we actually started keeping a journal and writing down every financial blessing that started coming and happening that was just not just for our family, but was also for Imagine. And it was unbelievable to see all the things that took place during that time.
Imagine Church means a lot to me because obviously I've grew up in the church. That's pretty much all I've known is Imagine.
One thing I'd like to tell people about Imagine, that it's an imperfect church for imperfect people. They don't have to be perfect to come here.
It feels more like a community where you can talk to people and like you can feel like you belong.
We are an imperfect church for imperfect people, and everyone is welcome.
You just always get to be with God every week.
As we reflected back on the last decade, I hope that you've been encouraged. I hope maybe you've heard some stories that you haven't known before, and maybe gotten a little bit of a perspective on what it's like to start a church. And here's what I want you to know, that I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that if our family had to do this all over again, we absolutely would. Because over the last 10 years, we've seen people come to faith. We've had the opportunity to walk alongside and baptize those who want to make their faith public. We've had the ability to walk alongside families and individuals that are hurting, sometimes in the midst of the most vulnerable seasons that they've had in life. And we've seen God do immeasurably more. And so, as we wrap up this decade, and as we begin decade number 2, I hope that you will continue to join us, to be a part of Imagine Church, and to know that we serve a God who does immeasurably more.
I think that's pretty cool. I hope that we can go on for many more years after this too.